This program is sponsored in part by the South Bend Education Foundation.
Coming up on today's show, there's some new artwork in town that's making Riley High School alumni take to the streets.
65 years ago, the first pro football game went into sudden death overtime. The Muppets were founded, and WETL went live on the air. We'll have highlights of the station's anniversary.
And adaptive arts are helping people of all abilities better express themselves.
All this and more on Buzz in the Bend.
Hello and welcome to Buzz in the Bend, Indiana's #1 student news magazine. I'm Maya Mason from John Adams High School.
And I'm Will Atkins from Riley High School. Here's what's going on in the Bend. What do you want to be when you grow up is a common question students from kindergarten through high school are often asked.
That's right, Will. Didn't you recently get to explore the answer to this question along with area students and their families?
Absolutely. Here's some highlights from the annual Showcase of Schools. Recently, the Century Center hosted a rare opportunity for the many faces of South Bend schools to come together under one roof. The annual Showcase of Schools is designed to connect students and families with the many possibilities the district has to offer.
I enjoy coming to the Showcase of Schools to represent Riley High School. I'm a very, very proud Riley teacher, and it's just fun to come, meet families.
Other magnet programs were represented, including Health Sciences at Washington High School. The Career and Technical Education Department also showcased their EMT, graphic design, and broadcast media programs with hands-on demonstrations. Studebaker is a smaller school that strives to connect with families to get the word out about their programs.
So it's really just a great opportunity to be able to spread the word on everything that we offer here at Studebaker. Hopefully connect with families and especially our special education preschool program. Just want to make sure people in the community know that that's available.
Additionally, with many changes coming soon, such as the realignment of district boundaries and the closing of several schools, the evening gave parents a chance to ask questions and plan for the future.
It gives parents and the community an opportunity to have every school, every department in one place, especially when they're deciding where they want to go to school next year. And it's also an opportunity to showcase our students' talents, food and nutrition, and our magnet programs.
I think it's cool to see, well, for me as a teacher, it's cool to see all of the schools in one place and to get to talk to folks from the different schools that I don't ever get to see because we're all working.
Dr. Cummings says it's always a treat to see what will excite students for the next step in their educational journey.
I love this program, and I think tonight's well attended, and it looks like people are having a really good time getting to think about where they want to go to school next year.
If you missed it, don't worry. Simply visit sb.school to learn more about what South Bend schools have to offer. For Buzz in the Bend, I'm Will Atkins.
It looks like the showcase may set some students on paths to achieving their dreams. Thanks, Will. And speaking of dreams, there's a new work of art in town that started with the dream of a local woman. Jamal Dukes brings us the story.
This used to be an empty parking lot, and this used to be a blank wall. But today, dozens of Raleigh alumni came together to celebrate the new mural, honoring their school.
The ribbon cutting was held on October 28th at the corner of Miami and Ewan Street in South Bend. The ambitious project was spearheaded by Judith Overmeyer, who wanted to preserve Riley's rich history on an unused wall.
I knew somehow that Riley was opened in 1924, and I thought, well, that'll be a centennial. It will be commemorative of how it served the South Side for 100 years.
However, they needed an artist to take on the massive project, and that's when she reached out to prolific muralist Dave Blodgett.
And I said, yeah, I'd love to do that wall. It's a great wall. In fact, I go by here every day, and I've always thought about doing something on this wall.
In order to cover costs, they started a GoFundMe project. To date, they have raised over $3,600. Once some funding was in place, the intensive research process began.
He just kept searching for pictures, and so the whole composition is his idea.
The mural features images of Wildcat sports and students, as well as Indiana-born poet James Whitcomb Riley and former principal Algie Odom.
Because we have to go and find the image and then edit out what images we like, and then why do we like them? How are they going to gel together?
He started painting the wall over the summer, but like many artistic endeavors, the project was taking longer than planned.
I told Judy when we started the second week in June, I figured, well, middle August, we're going to have this pretty well wrapped up. Well, we were working on it yesterday.
In order to get it done on time, he recruited a few helping hands.
I painted that little girl there in the purple, and then he fixed it.
He said, well, do you know how to paint? And I said, well, I can use a roller. So I got involved in just the tiniest way and couldn't be prouder.
Finally, everything was ready for the big day.
3, 2, 1, woo!
Dozens of Riley alumni came out, creating an impromptu reunion.
You know, I think I have more school pride as a 68-year-old man than I did as an 18-year-old.
It's just been fun, and it'll be here for a long time.
As a Raleigh senior, I'm proud to be a part of this legacy. For Buzzing the Bend, I'm Jamal Dukes.
Anyone wishing to donate to the cost of the mural should visit the GoFundMe site and search for a mural honoring Riley High School past and present.
We're ecstatic about this next story. WETL 91.7 FM, South Bend's student-run radio station, is celebrating 65 years on the airwaves. The station got its modest start back in 1958 in what's now known as the Tippecanoe Place restaurant here in South Bend. WETL started as an educational broadcasting format before switching to a 24-hour variety format years later. And that's just one of many changes that the station has gone through in its nearly 7 decades. In 2005, it found its permanent home at Riley High School, where hundreds of students have found their start in broadcasting.
13 members of John Adams High School Business Club recently took part in the Indiana DECA Fall Leadership Conference. This event was held at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. DECA is a worldwide organization for high school and college students which aim to prepare emerging leadership in marketing, finance, hospitality, and management. After the conference, students attended a basketball game between the Indiana Pacers and San Antonio Spurs. They got to meet and take pictures with Spurs number 14, Blake Wesley, a graduate of Riley High School and this media program. Whether it's singing and dancing or something else, self-expression is a fundamental part of being human. I recently learned the Adaptive Arts program helps people of all abilities do just that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
On Sundays, the First United Methodist Church in South Bend is alive with singing and music. And on Thursday nights, the second floor classroom is too.
Watch us now, hey!
Well, I had seen Miss Jetta and Adaptive Arts perform before, and I knew the concept behind it to include everyone and to be able to adapt so that everyone can participate, everyone has the opportunity to learn, whether it's dancing or singing, just enjoying the arts. And I believed in the vision, so I became involved.
Michiana Performing in Adaptive Arts was founded by Jetta Cruz, a local musician.
I love Jetta. She works so hard. She's a passionate, she's an amazing teacher.
Their nonprofit believes in helping students of any ability find their artistic expression through traditional and adaptive means.
Right, so go into that place with the owly ooze, all right?
I met Jetta through a friend and started working at the school and just using more of my personal skills that I've used to teach myself to sing to influence the physicality of singing for the students that we work with because their physiology is a little bit different. So I use techniques that I've used on myself to get them to understand their tongue placement and musculature of their mouths and things like that to get them to better hear themselves.
This program is an incredible opportunity, not only for the students, but also the instructors.
I don't have any experience with the special needs community outside of this place, but it has opened up a huge world for me to be able to understand how these folks live their lives and the challenges that they face every day.
If you'd like to find out how you can get involved, visit adaptivearts.org. For Buzz of the Bend, I'm Maya Mason.
Last week, our CT Broadcast Media and Film Production classes visited Notre Dame Studios at the Martin Media Center. This impressive 18,000 square foot space is a state-of-the-art facility. Notre Dame Studios works with Fighting Irish Media, ESPN, NBC, and several on-campus groups to produce recorded media as well as live broadcasts. During our tour, we not only got to see the TV studio, video podcast studio, control room, and editing suites, we got to produce several short video segments. With the help of the studio team, we took on various production roles such as camera operators, floor director, teleprompter operator, and graphics. Some of us even got to sit in the hot seat in front of the camera. We also got a chance to take part in a video podcast and created a short interview. We experimented with remote control cameras and flexible lighting. A program like this could be run by one person and be broadcasted to millions. We left Notre Dame Studios with newfound knowledge, skills, and inspiration. We also got a better understanding of the importance of community engagement and educational partnerships in shaping the next generation of media professionals.
Next up, Reese Kissel and Isaiah Packer bring us the latest in South Bend school sports.
Welcome to Sports Zone. I'm Reese Kissel.
And I'm Isaiah Packer.
The South Bend Schools football season has come to an end with some accolades for the Wildcats and disappointments for the Eagles, Panthers, and Colonials.
Reese and I caught up with some of the coaches for the season's wrap-up.
Oh, I think, this season was okay. We lost more than we won, so that's never a good combination.
It was actually a success, man. We ended with some wins, which kind of been rough the last few years. So it was definitely a success. We had 4 goals this season, and we achieved 3 of them with winning, first of all, breaking the curse, right? And then winning our homecoming and our senior night. And then we wanted the sectional win, but, fell short on that.
When I was here, I think the most wins we've ever had was 3. So to come back here and have a season where we get 8 wins, win the conference, we go undefeated in conference, and not just from a coaching standpoint, from a personal standpoint, right? It means something to me.
I think we learned a lot. We grew. As the season went on, we matured.
Everybody on our offense and defense kind of bought into the system, whether they were getting the tackle or the sack or the touchdown. That wasn't really the goal, right? The goal is to win the game.
Usually you go into a season, the last season or this season, and you're looking at your seniors, and it's their last year. But this year it was everybody's last year at Clay, so that's kind of how we approached it. It's all our last year, our last ride.
With football behind us, let's look ahead to basketball. South Bend's Stephen Reynolds III from Washington High School has been ranked #1 by IndyStar Preps Insider. The class of 2026 in-state basketball top 10 list puts Reynolds in the #1 spot. Players are ranked on college potential, production, and other attributes. 6'5" Reynolds is the younger brother of a powerhouse family of basketball players. Sisters Mila and Amaya Reynolds play for Purdue, while sister Kira, a high school junior, is also committed to the Boilermakers. As a freshman, Stephen Reynolds averaged 13.3 points, 3.8 rebounds, 1.1 assists, and 1.1 steals a game. As a three-point shooter, he's 34.8% shooting on 55 for 158 from behind the arc. He's already had high major offers from Mississippi State, Nebraska, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Purdue, and Texas A&M.
With the basketball offseason officially coming to an end, South Bend schools are getting ready for their long season ahead. Here are the upcoming matchups. Adams boys will play their home opener against Angola on November 18th at noon, while the girls take the court against New Prairie at 6:30 that evening.
Clay will take on Highland at home November 22nd, while the girls battle it out with Elkhart also at home tonight at 7:30.
Washington boys are up against Lake Central on the 25th, while the Lady Panthers take on Penn at home tonight at 7:30.
And finally, the Riley boys make their debut on the road at LaPorte on the 21st, while the girls travel to Bremen for a 7:30 matchup tonight.
The Riley Wildcat boys basketball home opener will be especially unforgettable this year.
That's because it's being dedicated to the memory of former player Braylon Guyden, who was only 22, died in a car accident in June. Special in memory of Braylon Wildcat shirts are available for purchase in the Wildcat shop or at the link on your screen. Sales for the shirts come to an end on November 15th so that the shirts may be delivered on time.
Fans are encouraged to buy a shirt to wear to this season's opener, December 1st against Mishawaka Marion. Tip-off is at 7:30 p.m.
Notre Dame men's basketball opened the season last Monday against Niagara. The Irish pulled out a 70-63 win. Then on Saturday, Notre Dame didn't fare as well, with a loss to Western Carolina University, 71-61. Up next, the Irish are back at it Wednesday night, taking on Maryland Eastern Shore at 7 p.m.
Girls wrestling is one of the fastest growing high school sports in the country. Last year, the sport saw a 46% increase across all states. And the South Bend schools is no different. Cameron Kendall and Matt Pandori-Tesley take a look.
Girls wrestling is very unique as it is the fastest growing sport in the entire nation. Girls wrestling has come a long way in the past 2 years just in the state alone. As our numbers are rising across the state, they're actually rising in our own school as we have moved from about 2 to 3 wrestlers last year to about around 9 or 10 this year, and I see that number growing.
My freshman year I started off with just flat as my coach wrestling with all the guys and David just coming in and helping, and then it progressed to something even bigger.
My hopes for the season is that everyone makes it through the season healthy, makes it through having fun, that everyone feels welcome, feels a part of the team.
We're all sisters and it's really nice. It's a good environment to have.
That nobody feels like they don't have a sense of belonging on the team. Those are my goals, and hopefully to send a girl down to the state tournament.
My goal is try to go to semi-state or state. I shouldn't have big hopes since this is my first year, but having hopes and goals for this year is going to get me as far as I need to.
Try your best, no matter how hard it gets, no matter if you're losing, no matter if you're winning, no matter if it's anything. Like, just keep trying, never give up, because that will pay off in the long run.
Thanks, Cameron and Matt. That wraps up for Sports Zone. I'm Reese Kissel.
And I'm Isaiah Packer. Have a great weekend.
Finally, if you're looking for live entertainment this weekend, look no further than Riley's fall play, Foolz, by Neil Simon. It's about a town that's been cursed by chronic stupidity for 200 years. When a man lands a new teaching job in the town, no one tells him that if he stays in town for more than 24 hours without breaking the curse, he too will become stupid. 29 students have been preparing for the show since the end of September. The show runs tonight and tomorrow night, November 17th and 18th at 7 p.m. in the Riley High School auditorium. Tickets will be sold at the door. $5 for South Bend School staff and students with ID, or $8 for the public. Funds raised will go toward future productions such as the spring musical Jekyll and Hyde and the children's play Charlotte's Web.
That about wraps it up for this edition of Buzz in the Bend. Be sure to check us out online at sbstvradio.org. I'm Maya Mason.
And I'm Will Atkins. Have a great weekend, everyone.